back to They Did What? Your source of the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I found out that my wife did things in her past that are off limits for me. I can't help but feel hurt. And a shout out to Lee for sending in this story. And guys, this story is definitely one that's both educational as well as entertaining. It's educational because our guy here has been married to his wife for 20 years. And in that time period, there's been a whole lot of things that he wanted to do in the bedroom with her. Nope, not interested. In fact, off limits. However, our guy here finds out from a typical source that his wife was all sort of freaky and adventurous prior to him, even with the boyfriend before him, and yet married him and he gets the bare minimum. And the entertaining part of the story is exactly what happens when our guy handles this in a certain way and makes her think that he may divorce her. Well, all of a sudden, she's more than willing to be accommodating to him. Now, that'll be a very good one to go over here, guys, again, making the point how, guess what, by and large, women settle. And the odds are most guys out there, their wives settle for them, which is why they don't get a whole lot of the special treatment, if you will, in the sack. And you guys need to be made aware of that. Particularly you guys that are thinking about getting married one day. Because the odds are they don't end up with the guy they really want to. Because that guy gets whatever the heck he wants. And so just be aware of that, gentlemen, because the odds are they're going to settle for what they see as a provider, a nice guy, that type of thing. Why? While Chad and Tyrone, the bad boys, get everything they want. And that's why you must really research her past. Frankly, the more that she is attracted to you, the more she's willing to be adventurous. And the less attracted to you she is, the less adventurous. And on the entertainment front, guys, what happens when a guy lays down the law and makes it clear that he may be out of there soon, how all of a sudden she's more than willing to be accommodating. Isn't that interesting? So you'll see more as I get into this. And by the way, guys, this story is like 12 years old, I think. I looked it up. I'm pretty sure I didn't cover this before, but if I did, my apologies. It's been 6 years I've been on YouTube. It's hard to keep track sometimes, but I don't think I did. But anyhow, regardless, it's an educational one. So he says here, I had to make a new account on Reddit because I accidentally posted to the same subreddit twice, and because I'm a new user and it wouldn't let me post. I ended up getting some very valuable feedback, the majority of it from a female perspective. Watch what advice you take for women, pal. They didn't really take into account for my feelings as a man, instead largely dismissed them, so I come to you guys. That makes my point. I found out recently, through my wife's really chatty best friend, a thing or two about my wife's past. Initially, when we were dating, she told me certain things were that she had never done before and didn't want to try. Okay, you heard that here. Things she never do in the past and didn't want to try. It turns out she did them with her ex-boyfriend. This is not something that I'm asking for 20 years later after finding out. I wanted to do more with her early on in our relationship. I talked to her about it, and she told me she did them back then and enjoyed it, but doesn't want to do them now with me, as in backdoor action and three-ways and other things that involve rope, handcuffs, you get the point. And when I asked, she didn't really give me any reasoning. She just said she didn't want to. Now, gentlemen, make this clear because I got to say this in every video. Just make sure I'm not accused of things or getting in trouble with YouTube. At the end of the day, if someone doesn't want to do something physically, they don't have to, shouldn't have to. But the point is that when a guy is denied certain things, he has a right to take issue with that. You get my drift. Okay? She doesn't have to do things, but he also doesn't have to stay in a situation. And also, when finding out that you're denied all these things, but your girl enthusiastically did it before, again, a guy has a reason to be bothered. So she doesn't do anything, but he also doesn't have to stay in the relationship. Nobody should be forced. I gotta do that disclaimer every freaking time because you guys probably understand why. So anyhow, she was all sorts of adventurous, but not with this guy, because she settled. Now, to be clear, it's not so much the particular ex that I really care about. It's more so the fact that another guy got to see a side of her that I never did. And he was just a boyfriend, while I signed away my life to her. Right. You would think if a woman claims that she's marrying the love of her life and marries him and has kids with him, that guy who she claims to love so much, the sky would be the limit in terms of all the freaky. And it's usually the exact opposite. I understand and accept that a woman does a certain thing in the past. She doesn't have to do it with every subsequent partner. But that being said, when I asked her if she would try those things when we were dating, she told me no, that she never did them before. She was lying. Again, she doesn't have to disclose her history, but she didn't choose not to answer. Instead, she chose to lie to me about it. Had she said, yes, I like doing XYZ with this person, but I don't want to do them with you, I would have been able to decide for myself if this person is what I want to be with. Correct. But ain't no way she's ever going to say that, because obviously she wants to get married. You can say that she liked this guy enough to marry him. I can't recall if he has kids or not. I think he does. But he's not getting the adventurous stuff. But she lied and denied. That's why this is a big deal for me. Something that influenced my decision to be with this woman turned out to be a deliberate lie to me. That makes me doubt the foundations of your relationship. Did she do that on purpose to keep me hooked? Yes. What else has she been lying about or pretending about in order to keep me around? We've been married for 20 years and we have 2 children together. This isn't something that I'm going to divorce her over. Well, hold on, guys. But the lack of sensitivity and explanation from her part is causing tension in our marriage. To her, it's no big deal. To me, it makes me feel very emasculated and hurt. I convey this to her, but she doesn't really bother. I understand people are going to have a strong opinion, but please read the full post before commenting. Well, as you can probably imagine, the response he gets from guys is vastly different than he gets from your average woman. He said he posted before and he was getting not very helpful information from the female commenters. Shocker. So what did I say in the beginning, guys? They settle. You weren't their first choice. This guy was not her first choice. He was her first choice to, when she decides she wanted to get married, to pick a provider, all that. Do the bare minimum. Enough to give him kids. Hopefully those are his kids, but that's it. If this guy was the guy she was with before, married him, the odds are they would continue doing the various dirty deeds, no pun intended. Now on to his update. He says, first of all, thank you all for those that commented on the previous post. When I posted on this thread, I already kind of knew what the answer was in my head. I posted on here so maybe, just maybe, I could find a perspective that makes sense to me that wasn't as crushing as the one I thought in my head. Well, truth hurts. She settled, pal. And well, the one I think is she never viewed me as the guy that gave her the tingles, more so as the stable guy she could see herself having a future with. Her ex probably turned her on in a way that I couldn't, but because he didn't make for a very good long-term partner and had a crappy job, he wasn't someone that she could marry. That being said, I can't blame her for her natural attraction. Hear that? The guy that had a crappy job, was the unstable bad boy type, she was willing to give everything up for him. The guy that's stable, a good provider, treat her well, he's getting the bare minimum. To me, intimacy, especially rough, passionate loving, isn't exactly about the sensation. It's more about acceptance and making me feel like a desirable partner. That is why I was okay marrying her under the assumption that, well, she was attracted or lusted after a guy more than me. Her ex wasn't a guy in her youth, it was the guy right before me. Holy crap. There you go. Makes it even worse. For those reasons, I view it as something much more. If I could know from a woman for sure that she cared for me and was attracted to me more than any other guy, then I'd take a girl that only would do missionary for the rest of her life. As a man, I don't want the reason a woman is with me is because I have a good career or those other factors. I don't want her to marry me because I am a nice guy. Dude, I'm sorry to break it to you and all the guys out there, but the majority of the time, the reason they married you is because you have I wouldn't say good career, I would say good enough career at that point. And you're a nice guy in the sense that, okay, he's not going to cheat on me. He'll commit to me. He'll propose to me in fucking 15 months. We'll be married in 22 months and all that. And he'll be a provider. And I'll deal with that. I had my fun when I was younger. That's usually the case. And I can tolerate him enough, to have kids with him. It's the fucking truth. Had I known in the past about my wife's history and her refusal to do XYZ with me, I wouldn't have married her. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now he has to question the big picture. And I want to point out, I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing probably in his 40s. At this point in my life, even though I'm Even if through some magical conversation I started having three-ways every night, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be out of her desire to do things, but from me pressuring her. I tried talking to my wife so she doesn't have to have this conversation anymore. So my plan as of now is just to wait a while and let my sadness go away. If it doesn't, then I'll move forward with a separation. Here we go. Now he's seen the big picture here. Our relationship is built on a lie. She obviously wasn't attracted to me. Gave up everything for that guy, but I get nothing. And I get dismissed. Nah, no thanks. I hope for those of you who are reading this, it's not about a particular act or anything like that. It's about her attraction and her feelings towards me. Of all my previous girlfriends, I cared and was the most attracted to my wife. Yeah, and interestingly, you get the least from her. Probably because he treated his wife different. He probably put her on the pedestal, all that type of thing. Now I see that her feelings towards me aren't the same. The love she has towards me is through familiarity. I was her business partner in the scheme of things. To have a family, a nice house. Marriage is a business deal, guys. If we do go through the divorce, understand that it's not my attempt to hurt her or even get even with her. It's because staying in this marriage is causing me a lot of pain. Since I found out about this, it really has gotten to me. I'm trying not to sit around and feel bad for myself. I'm coming to you guys to share this with you. Even those of you who have been cruel in your responses, I still enjoy reading it for the sake of having someone to talk to this about. Okay, I'm glad this guy he has thick skin. He can take and deal with comments that were obviously giving him a hard time. Look, if this is how he feels the whole marriage is a lie, and he doesn't like the way she treats him and all that, and it's not about the backdoor action and three-ways, okay, then he has a right to do what he wants, because guess what? Us guys, too, are allowed to change our mind and want to end a bad relationship if it doesn't work for us. Now his final update, and coming to the entertaining part of this story, because we've done the education, the tough pill to swallow now becomes the entertaining part. What happens when she thinks that her provider is going to disappear on her? It says here, hey guys, thanks again for the support and advice you gave me in the first thread that I posted. My kids were spending Christmas with us, so we didn't talk much about our issues. I want our family to be happy and stable during the holidays. Good for him. Don't need to disturb any potential drama and fights when the kids are around. However, after Christmas, they went back to their apartments, so we ended up having time to talk. Aha, hear that? Back to their apartments. The children are adults. Meanwhile, it's just him and her in the house, and he's not getting a whole lot of spicy activity. I ended up talking to my wife more about the matter. However, she kept on rejecting my requests, saying that it happened a while back, and she isn't going to dredge at the past. Well, because she doesn't want to look bad. I ended up distancing myself from her, spent more time with my coworkers. I also stopped initiating SCX, and it got to the point where we went 6 days without it. That night, she ends up getting angry that I haven't initiated anything, and finally we end up talking. He gave her the SCX embargo. And notice what he said there? We ended up going a whole 6 days without it. Given that he's been married 20 years, that's actually, if they usually do it under 6 days, that's pretty impressive. But obviously, it's pretty boring. I told her how I felt about the whole matter. I felt rejected because she went out of her way to fulfill this guy's fantasies and then didn't do the same with me. She ended up responding saying that I don't appreciate all the things she does for me. Cooking, raising our kids, taking care of me, blah, blah, blah. I think this guy definitely appreciates that. She's just trying to twist this around to make him the villain. I told her that I do appreciate all the things she does, and she is a great mom. However, that those things don't make me feel desired in a sexual manner. She ends up getting angry, saying that if I wanted a girl who'd have three-ways and back direction, then I shouldn't have married her in the first place. I told her that it's not about the acts themselves. So she's not getting it. He just wanted to be desired. If she desired him, but only wanted to do missionary, and she was serious about that, he would have been cool with that. But he knows he wasn't desired because she desired the other guy. It's the fact that she wanted to do it for the other guy, not for me, that I feel like she likes the other guy more. She told me that I'm being stupid, and if I really wanted to, we can do the back door, but she isn't going to bring another girl to the bedroom. Can you picture this conversation? Fine, you can nail my fat ass. He's probably at this point, well, I wanted to do it when you were 22 and you had a tiny little butt. Now that it's the size of a freaking Cadillac, I don't want, no thanks. I told her that I have no desire for it. Then she gets mad saying, "What do I want then?" Well, again, honey, your butt's the size of a Cadillac now, so that's kind of not the point. I told her that I wanted to know why she wanted to do the things for him, but not with me. She ended up pausing for a bit, then responds, "Because I didn't see a future with him. And I did with you." Hear that? I didn't see a future with him. You, again, think that for the guy that she'd want to spend the rest of her life with and have children with, want to do anything. Nope, the loser with a shitty job, no future with, gets everything. I ended up telling her, okay, then I went to bed. I didn't know what I really wanted to hear. I was hoping she could say something that would stop the way I felt. Dude, you're not getting that. And she, again, seems not at all sympathetic. She's not all... Notice that she hasn't apologized once or accepted blame or accounted for anything that she lied to him was full of shit. Nope, because she doesn't want to be wrong. These are more reasons to question this relationship. Remember, the kids are out of the house now, right? He's not going to have to pay child support. And it's not like they're adults now. It's just the two of them under the same roof. He's done his time if he's not happy. I thought about the whole divorce thing, and I gave up on that idea. If I couldn't manage to be that kind of guy, then my wife, then I'd probably fail with another woman as well. And my wife, in other respects, has been good to me. So it's just something I need to get over. Dude, smack, smack, smack. If you're not happy, stop trying to delude yourself saying, well, I got to get over it because she's been good to me and makes me a good dinner every now and again. And you could do things to transform yourself and improve yourself that you're a single guy in your 40s and you have it together and other women that are chasing after you. I'm pretty sure you'll find some gal that want to get a little freaky with you, especially nowadays. I'm not that bad boy type and probably won't ever be. I have a loyal, loving family and a nice upper middle class lifestyle, so I need to stop focusing on what I am not. I did some introspection, and it's not something that my wife did that I'm mad about. I'm mad at my own fault. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get to the entertaining part momentarily. Well, I stopped talking about the whole thing with my wife, and now she became the one to bring it up. I told her that I apologize for dredging up our marriage and sorry for attacking her. Smack! Dude, don't be a man giant. That's why you're not getting the back door action, because you're not acting like a fucking man. You're apologizing for taking issue with reasons to take issue with. Come on, dude. But she's now worried, obviously, that you're going to divorce her. I started getting away from the house a bit, just my way to cope with my feelings. Now my wife became the one to bring this up constantly, asking me if I'm mad at her. Uh-oh. She's becoming unsure, uncertain. And what happens when they have... Who gives the gals the uncertainty? The bad boys. And what do they do when they're uncertain? They chase after them. Well, we are intimate again. And now she's telling me if I want to do more things, and I tell her no, it's fine. She's been going out of her way now to please me. Oh, imagine that. She has asked me if I want to do backdoor with her. Talk about a role reversal, huh? Again, he's like, no, honey, maybe lose that Cadillac ass of yours and we'll do that. I told her, no, that's all right. She ends up asking me if I'm still mad at her. I told her no, and I told her that I don't want to do those things with her. She's probably like, what the fuck? She's always asking me why, saying I made such a big deal out of it. I told her I'm sorry for bringing it up. Smack! Stop apologizing. The ball's in your court, dude. But at this point, her actions will be out of guilt, resentment, not out of lust. Well, that's the thing. She's behaving in a way that she's worried you're going to leave. So all of a sudden, but this apologizing shit ain't helping your case, man. She tells me she didn't do them with her ex out of lust. I told her it doesn't matter why she did them, that I want to move on. Now she starts to become extremely clingy towards me. See? She's chasing you. And she's worried. I tell her that we are fine, but if she wants, we can go to marriage counseling, and she ends up refusing. This is a drama fest. I don't really know what to do at this point. My sadness has kind of went away a bit, but it still lingers, but I guess it's been kind of have been lying to myself for all those years about what kind of guy I am. I've been doing my best to focus on the positives in my life, and being around my children has definitely helped me. I don't really know what to do with the relationship between me and my wife. I don't want to do those things with her. Even if she legitimately wanted to do them, I'd always feel like it's out of guilt or resentment, not legitimate desire. She's been texting me at work, and I know she has gone through my phone. I really want things to go back to normal before I knew. I don't want to go to marriage counseling. I'm posting this for advice, so if you have any for me, please do share. Well, there you go. And here's my advice. Dude, shit or get off the pot. Okay, you're either going to end this thing or you're not. The point is, guys, the whole educational thing, they settle. And bare minimum to the guy, they settle. The more attracted to you they are, the more willing to be adventurous they are. The less attractive, which is most marriages, the bare freaking minimum here. But the entertaining thing is, clearly she's gotten into her head realizing, holy crap, my husband may divorce me, and I'm going to be on my own in my 40s. Shit. And my ass is the size of a Cadillac now, not like back in my 20s. I better start really showing I care. Hence her being clingy and being initiating and wanting to do whatever he wants to do. Because he's given her uncertainty. Regardless of the incentives and reasons behind it, the ball's in his court, and now he's fucking apologizing. Again, smack to that. So, yeah, this guy's got his issues. What I'd say is this, shit or get off the pot. Make up your fucking mind. You're in your 40s, get your shit together. You want someone that's attracted into you, well, and you don't like the foundation of this marriage, then do something about it. But clearly it wasn't so good. But then again, I think just honestly, she sees him as like a friend, a roommate they raise kids with, enough that she'll still sleep with him when she has the urges, but she ain't going out of her way for the fun. And this could be the rest of his life, so he has to pick and choose what he wants, the big picture. It's not my place to tell him what to do, but Frank, the only thing I'm going to tell him to do is shit or get off the pot. That's my best advice there. So guys, there you go. Pretty funny there. All of a sudden her attitude changes when she realizes, as many did, what can happen when a guy's going to walk away. The power walking away, I can't stress that enough, the power behind that. But of course, the hard truth to swallow, the hard pill to swallow about why most settle and what you're going to get. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, if this is something you've experienced in your life, let's hear about it. I mean, seriously, maybe not for you guys that are currently married, but those of you that are divorced and maybe left for reasons behind this. You found out about her past. She was denying you. Who knows? I'd like to hear about it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.